Hey witches! So this look is going to start off with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. I use this just to outline the face shape that we're going for, and that's that half oh my god, that's the half skull makeup look. I took the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and just kind of followed my face shape. So I started at the side of my nose. I scalloped that to meet kind of like the middle part of the ear, down the side of my cheek, following the jawline and under the chin. And you just do that on both sides. So whatever you see me doing here, you know, you do that too. I did the same thing with the LA Colors black eyeliner pencil and just outlined what's going to be colored in black and painted in black, and I just kind of drew an outline for that so I knew what I was doing, you know. Well, I don't know why I didn't show you guys in here either. I show you guys later, but this is, I'm using the Mehron Paradise paint. They're like the palettes, the single trays, the single, you know, like the single pans. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's just in white. It is pretty transparent. It's just really thin and not as opaque as we want it to be. So you're going to want to paint a couple layers, but do thin layers at a time. So, you know, one full thin layer, let that dry, you know, paint over our lips too. Then just keep doing that until you get the opacity that you want, because it's going to build up. So just keep doing that. So at this point, I had the white built up to the opacity that I wanted. So once you get to that point, then you could set it with powder, just so everything can stay in place, which in theory it should stay in place because it's water activated paint. So it shouldn't move unless you like throw a cup of water at your face. But I did it anyway. And so then I took the black eyeliner and just kind of went over some details that I know we're going to be using the black face paint for, just so we don't mess up later. It's easier to kind of already know where you're going to be putting the black face paint than it is to try to erase it on white face paint. So that's just going to be like the cheek area, the shading in there, and the teeth that we're going to be doing where the mouth is. Using the black eyeliner pencil, like I mentioned before, I just used it to trace out where the teeth are going to be on my face. So, you know, just draw the lines and shade them in a little bit, but don't worry about being too perfect, because that's where the face paint is going to really come in. So once I had everything outlined and I liked how everything looked, I started with the black face paint, the Paradise single tray face paint, and I just went over everything that I outlined with the eyeliner with the face paint. So that included me taking the black face paint and kind of dragging it to shade it. It turned into that gray color, but that's perfect. Wherever I wanted more depth, I added more face paint and went back later with some black eyeshadow. So this look itself, I just really like because it's fairly easy to do. I would definitely say it's on the easier side. It's just using two different face paints, just the white and the black, and it's really just kind of fill in the colors kind of thing. You just shade where you need to shade a little bit, and it really is just a little bit, and it's pretty easy to accomplish. So if you guys do this look or post it anywhere, I don't know, tag me in it. I love Halloween, and so I love looking at Halloween makeup. So for sure, let me know. I'd love to go through it all and just kind of look at what you guys create. I know this isn't my look. I didn't come up with this on my own. I found it on Pinterest, so I'll link the Pinterest link itself that I found. I know a lot of people have done it, but I unfortunately don't know who was the first person to do it. So I'll leave that link down below. But for sure, let me know if you guys create other stuff, because I'll definitely want to check it out. Alright guys, so at this part is where I start taking the black face paint and outlining where the teeth are. It just helps make it pop out a little bit better and add some more definition. I also shade the inside part of my lips. Make sure you don't get it in your mouth and don't get it on your teeth, just in the inside of the lips. And I kind of did that, like, you know, pat motion when you put on lipstick, just to help it blend a little bit so it doesn't leave too many like brush marks and kind of fades it out a little bit better. So I just did that until I was happy with how like the definition and shadow looked. To make this look pop out even more than it already does, I took that black face paint and started lining that scallop part where the hollows of the eyes are, kind of where the eye sockets are. Start outlining that, and that just kind of helps separate and give shadow from your face to where the skull face starts. What I kept doing from here on out was just referencing that photo that I found on Pinterest and shading in the spots that were similar to the photo, but it really just helps add some more character to the look itself. So it's not just, you know, some shaded spots and then a lot of white blank space. It really just, it helps add to the creep factor as well. So I really like that. I also add some crack marks on the skull. It helps add to the creepiness too, in my opinion. I think it looks really cool, but because the face paint itself was kind of dark, in my opinion, I did it with the face paint and then I just tapped it with my finger to kind of, you know, diffuse it a little bit so it looks a little more blended into the skull. I thought that look was pretty cool. Remember when I said I wish I had done some more shading? Well, I did it here, and then I realized that it looked too much like a mustache, and I wasn't digging that vibe at all, so I grabbed some of the white face paint and went over the shading that I did, so it looked good still, and it wasn't so much screaming, you know, I have a mustache, but more just kind of like I'm shaded. So that's what I did there. And then I also went back with some black eyeshadow. I'm just using the Naked Smoky palette, but any black eyeshadow works, and just kind of helping blend out the face paint a little bit so it wasn't so streaky, and to add some more depth. This is where I shade under the line, and I feel like eyeshadow works best for that part here. I just added some finishing touches with some more cracks, some more shading, and once you're happy with this portion of the look, then your skull is complete. Bye, witches.